Hi everyone, welcome back to the More YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. I've been away for a few days, as you can probably tell if you're long-term viewers of the channel. I've been away with the day job down in that there Big Smoke, spending way too much money for a pint out and about in the city that is London. But I'm back in the lovely sunny northeast, as you can see, and Newcastle United have had some stuff going on. Most importantly, a new CEO, who's this fella right here, David Hopkinson. It was rumoured for a long time right throughout the summer, and he's now come into post. Darren Neal steps down today as the 5th of September. Very special day to me. I won't say why, but it is. So yeah, it's something that's probably should have happened a long time ago, to be fair. I mean, Darren Neal has been poorly, so we wish him well in terms of his health and everything else. It's not been good. I think I saw a video a while ago. I think Shay Gibbon was doing something for TNT Sports behind the scenes, and I think you saw Darren Neal's walking around on crutches, bless him. So he's still been kind of working as best as he can, as much as his health will allow. So no matter how well or or not so well or success or failure you think Darren Neal has done in post, he is a human being, and I wish him well in terms of health, and I hope he gets back to full strength and and gets his health, back in a place where he wants it to be. But going to this appointment, it's a very exciting appointment. I mean, he comes with a lot of pedigree. I'm not getting overly excited because Paul Mitchell came with a lot of pedigree as well. That one didn't go very well. But the CEO, he's going to try and run the business side of the club, and we need to do that. We need to grow revenue. He's got massive experience over in America. 25 years, I think, with NHL, with Maple Leafs, I think, in Toronto. He's been over with Madison Square Gardens business, which was the New York Jets, I think, and the New York Knicks. And although they haven't won kind of loads of trophies and silverware, he turned them into a really profitable franchises in America. Because that, whether we like it or not, the Premier League is vastly becoming very similar to America in terms of franchises. They need to produce a lot of wealth to then spend the wealth on the team and then become a successful team. That seems to be cap in hand with the Premier League these days. That's why PSR and FFP strangle ambitious clubs like Newcastle and Aston Villa, who have rich owners but can't spend the money because the club itself isn't generating the funds, which is what David Hopkinson has really brought in to do. But it's very interesting because we haven't got the sporting director in yet. That is going to follow next. I think the guy from Forest has been rumoured to take the job. I don't know who it's going to be. We'll find out soon enough. I think now the new CEO is in. But it's very coincidental that these changes in the boardroom are happening. And then there's talk about Sandro Tonali and Sven Botman getting new contract extensions, probably with release clauses inserted into them, so we don't end up with the same debacle we've had this summer with the Alexander Isak situation, which was an absolute mess, to be brutally honest with you. And I think that's a learning curve from the club. I think when Amanda Staveley and Mirad Gadusi came in, they were brilliant, they were ambitious, they were excited, but they were naive in terms of running a football club as well. And I think the PIF have been naive in terms of running a football club. They need people in this club who know how to run and navigate through the murky world of the football finances. And one position that David Hopkins has had for a while there was at Real Madrid. He was part of their commercial team, and you see how much money Real Madrid generate and how much of a commercial giant they are, and that can't be bad for a CV, to be fair, coming into this job. But he starts today, Friday the 5th of September, and Darren Neal steps down. So that's one appointment in. One key appointment, sporting director, is the next one to follow. I would be shocked if that's not another week or two down the line, really, in terms of that getting sorted. And I can't blame these guys before anybody in the comments starts giving them jip for not starting sooner. I can't blame them. Who would want to walk in the middle of that clusterfuck of a transfer window? I wouldn't do. I work in sales for a living, and I wouldn't take over an area when somebody's fucked it, for the last quarter. I'd say, no, do you know what? I'll start in January, blank canvas, start afresh, set my plan out, towards the back end of the year, and then action it in January. That's just what you would do. No one's going to walk into something that's already kind of on fire. You wait till it's put out and the embers are burned out and the smoke's died down a bit, then you start again. So I don't blame Hopkinson for starting now. I don't blame the sporting director for starting now as well. But it is exciting times, obviously Big Yass and Jamie Rubin are very excited, saying that this is an excellent appointment, and it is. It's a real box office executive appointment. He's got massive pedigree, proven track record of improving commercial revenues in the club. I mean, there is a danger here that sometimes fans can get priced out of things. I mean, we've seen some of the commercial revenue ideas that the club have put in, the hospitality. Somebody put something on X the other day and it was 1,900 quid for a family ticket in hospitality, which blows my mind. Newcastle United, 1,900 quid. Just that's the world of football now. It is pricing out your everyday working class fan. Some of the kind of middle class, upper class fans, business owners and, You know, I'm not berating them. They've probably worked their nuts off to get their business successful at the point where they can pay for those tickets and be in the hospitality club and all that, and more power to their elbow. Do you know what I mean? It's very hard to start your own business and make a success of it financially and you know, professionally as well. So I don't begrudge any of these people, but I think where football's heading in terms of finances, you know, the scaffolder who works Monday to Friday, you know, maybe overtime on a Saturday morning, so he can pay for his season ticket. Those days are going to be gone very soon from football. But that's how expensive football is now. It's becoming such a beast. It's eating itself. But Newcastle need to keep up with the Joneses in terms of the revenue. So they expect to see way more commercialisation of the club. You know, more sponsor deals need to come in. It'd be interesting to be a fly on the wall in a meeting between Hopkinson and Peter Silverstone, because I'm not entirely sure what Peter Silverstone has done in post at the club. I couldn't list it off. Tell me in the comments if you can. But for me, we don't seem to have really progressed much. You know, there's no training ground sponsor. You know, there's no stadium sponsor. There's a lot of questions that need to be asked about the commercial team in the club as to exactly what it is they've done. And I think Hopkinson will be asking those questions from day one, to be fair. So expect to see some positive changes there, which can only help the club bring in revenue, help us be more active in transfer windows, help us be more proactive with contracts, pay players what they're worth, so don't end up in another Isaac situation. And I'm all for that. But let us know in the comments below what you think about this new appointment. Are you excited to have it finally done? Or like me, are you excited but also just going to reserve judgment a little bit to see how well he does? Because we tend to get very excited as Newcastle fans, jump up and down. I've seen other fellow content creators get very excited, and they've not been away in London for 2 or 3 days, hence so my video is late. So apologies if it's late. Hopefully it's better late than never. But I'm going to reserve judgment a bit and just see what the guy is going to do in post before I make a judgment call on it, because we can get very excited up front and then set ourselves up for disappointment. But hopefully that's not the case, and Hopkinson's pedigree will carry through and Newcastle will improve. But let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe. Keep it evermore. It's International Week, which is normally crap. I think we all need a breather from the summer transfer window. I'll be back with more Newcastle United content this week in the lead up to Wolves. Hopefully some home debuts for either Walter Marder, who looked all right for Germany the night, didn't really get the ball a lot, but good touches, good movement, looks a player, and Johan Visser as well. So exciting for the Wolves game coming, and Newcastle resetting the Premier League campaign back after the international break. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a belter, enjoy the sunshine, and I'll see you later. Cheers.
Heroes celebrate. They have done it.